bounce, head nodding, warm party energy, like girlfriends gathering a stitch. Laugh, sip wine, and relax. Tuesday night, you already know what time it is. Shirley's in the house, threads ready, wine ready, let's go. Wind down Tuesday, come stitch with me. Good vibes, good friends, and creativity. Wind down Tuesday, we laugh, we learn, got the machines humming while the threads turn. Ooh, yeah. Shirley's Threadwork in the atmosphere. Shirley's Threadwork in the atmosphere. Got the hoops lined up, fabric on the table, thread shining bright, yo, we ready and able. Quilters in the chat, embroiderers too. Everybody bringing their creative moves. Somebody stitching towels, somebody making bags, somebody buying fabric they already had. We don't judge here, we just create. Pour another glass, don't be late. Wheels dancing, machines singing. Every Tuesday night, you know we bringing love, style, soul, and thread. Wind down Tuesday, come stitch with me. Wind down Tuesday. Good vibes, good friends, and creativity. Wind down Tuesday, we laugh, we learn, got the machines humming while the threads turn. Ooh, yeah. One stitch at a time, one laugh at a time. Building something beautiful, one night at a time. Wind down. Wind down Tuesday. Wind down Tuesday. Come vibe with me. Threads, quilts, hoops, and creativity.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Shirley's Threadwork. And today is Tuesday, so it must be Wind Down Tuesday. Thank you for dropping by. I do appreciate it as usual. Thank you so much. And I want to say a shout out to everybody that's watching from YouTube and from Facebook. Also, everybody that will be watching the replay. Thank you so much for your support. Of course, I'm going to ask the question, can you guys hear me? I think you can, but give me a yes, I can hear you. Every once in a while, I have to worry about whether or not my sound is working. I haven't changed anything, so sound should be working. So if you guys can hear me, somebody put a yes in the comment. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So let's see who all are in there tonight so far. We have a good topic tonight, one that was requested by one of the audience. So I'm waiting to make sure. Yes, you can hear me. Great. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Wanted to make sure. Didn't want to go too much further without knowing for sure you can hear everything I'm saying. Okay, let me give a shout out to those that I see in here so far. Hi, Cindy, Robin, Rebecca McGinnis, Pearl, and Carol, and Danielle, Jennifer Hancock, Sharon, and who else has popped in? I think that's it for now. And yes, I see, Pearl, you say you got storms going on, so hopefully you can be here throughout the night. And I know that that is true for some of the other ladies. They did text me earlier saying that they had bad weather and everything. So I'm hoping all of that has passed or will pass soon, and everybody will be fine and able to come on, or at least most importantly, stay safe. So hopefully that is going to turn out well for everybody. Right now, I did check the forecast when I was getting the text messages from several people about the weather. I checked mine because I hadn't checked my weather forecast all day, all yesterday. I just look out the window and see what's going on. I did go out today, so it wasn't bad. So I checked the forecast here, and we're not expecting anything severe to go on here. So hopefully, I won't have any issues with the feed. But again, like I said, I hope that everybody else that is in bad weather area remains safe. And if you have to log off or whatever the situation may be, I understand. Take shelter, do whatever it is you need to do to stay safe. Do appreciate it. So casual. Hi, how are you? I don't recognize your name, so I'm assuming you're new. But anyway, thank you. You're more than welcome. Everybody is welcome, of course. And as you can see, you're going to get hellos and highs from everybody that comes out and hangs out with us. So is there anybody else that popped in that I didn't recognize yet? Um, Let me see. I don't think so. I think I've said something to everybody so far that is showing up on my feed. And I do know, as usual, I have people watching that don't come on to the live chat, but that's okay. I hope that you will at some point. Eva Marie, hi, you popped in. Thank you. Hi to you. So tonight, is going to be a topic, like I mentioned a minute ago, that was requested by one of you guys last week when I put out the question about what are you guys interested in. So we are going to be talking about subscription boxes. So get comfortable, relax, pour you a glass of whatever it is that you want to drink, and we're just going to sit back and chill and talk about this subject. I was really interested in exploring this because I get messages all the time, like I'm sure all of you do, from various organizations and quilt shops and embroidery houses and what have you, with being able to do their subscription boxes, regardless of whether they're mystery boxes, fabric boxes, digital boxes, and all of that kind of stuff. And whether or not that's something that you partake in, and if you're interested in doing that. So, we're going to talk about that for a little bit. And the first thing that I want you to do is put in the chat whether or not you have ever belonged to an embroidery, quilting, sewing fabric, thread, or craft subscription of any kind. And if you have, put the name in there and whether or not you still have it or if you cancel. If you don't mind, the name of the subscription box, whether or not you've canceled it or not, or you still have it. And then we'll talk about that because I'm pretty sure the ones that you put in there are probably one of the ones that I'm going to speak on tonight. So we do get excited about getting these subscription boxes. I have to admit that I have one, only one subscription box that I'm familiar with personally. And I have to be honest about it. I would look forward to that box every month, but that's as far as I'm gonna go right now until later on into the program as far as my experience is concerned, because we want to talk about everybody else's experience. But the thing is, you have that big anticipation and you look forward to it. It comes in a beautiful uh, box. Everything in it is all neatly wrapped up in tissue and tied in a pretty bow. All of the items in there is folded really nice. Everything looks really wonderful. You open up the box and you see all the goodies that are inside. And some have instructions, some don't. Some have little booklets with it, some don't. You have all kinds of different things. And then you may get different types of notions and little gadgets and what have you. Sometimes you get a surprise that you've never seen before. You wonder, oh, wow, what is this? Or you may get something that you already have. And you're just like, okay, now I have 2 or 3 or 4 of these. And you're not so surprised over that. But when you do get something different or whatever, it makes you feel good. And once you get all of that and you open it up and you look at it and all of your excitement and everything has kind of dissipated because now you've opened the box. What do you do next? What do you do next? Do you follow through? If it's a project box, do you do the projects? If it's a quilting fabric or some type of box, or I see somebody said something about rhinestone, do you do the projects, or do these boxes end up piling up and sitting on the shelf along with all the other clutter that we've talked about that we have? What do you do with the boxes? It's really interesting to find out, and that's what we're going to talk about. What do you do and the why? So let me see what comments have come through. Eva Marie said I had of one card of jewelry, I believe she says, and she canceled it. Let me go back up here and see if I can get everybody. I don't want to miss. I'm gonna go down the line. Let me see. And Eva Marie has her high C orange drink. There you go. Robin's got her glass of whatever. And yeah, hi Marina, how are you? You're still in the midst of crazy weather. I hope everything works out and the weather just blows over. And who is that? Sharon said, yes, a bling box. It is being revamped by the creator. Okay. And Rebecca McGinnis, Kimber Bell, I really like the hoop one. And Cindy said, not, she hasn't had one, not I, but she loves the topic. And Pearl, I've never tried one before. I haven't really found one that interests me as far as the items versus the price. And Eva Marie, one card of the month, okay, and jewelry of the month. She canceled that years ago. Marina, I still get the Kimberbell Hoop Studio subscription. I enjoyed this one. I canceled the monthly table runner one. Okay. And Sharon, yes, we met on a Zoom every month to do the project. Okay, that was cool. And let me see, Jennifer Hancock. There was a quilt kit I wanted, but you had to order each block a month, and it was a stupid price. Couldn't order all at once or just get the pattern. And let me see, anybody else? Danielle said, never had a subscription box, but always wanted to try one. And hi, Joyce. How are you? Thank you for stopping by as well. Hope the weather is getting a little better in your area as well. I know I saw your text saying that you all had some disturbances up there as well. So I myself, as I mentioned, had a subscription box too. I had Mrs. Quilting. And actually, I got the subscription, got about 3 months worth, canceled it. I was getting ready to move, canceled it, and then reordered it once I moved here. And I think I got 3 or 4 more subscription, and I finally canceled it again. And you ask me why? For the very reason why what I mentioned at the very beginning about they come, you open them up, you're surprised, you look at it, and once the excitement and anticipation goes away, what do you do with it? You put it on the shelf and it collects dust. And that's pretty much what happened. Only the very first box that I opened did I actually pull it out, look at it, looked at the videos, looked at all of the instructions and stuff for a project, but I never did the project. And all of those other 6 or 7 boxes, I've never done the project. So I said, okay, what's the point? What's the point? I still have the fabric, which is beautiful fabric, and I still have the books that come with them. It comes with books every month, nice instruction books and stuff that you get. And I can keep pulling this. This isn't one. This is one. All of this comes with it, and then I definitely have more. But because I think I did, like I said, 6 or 7 of them. Never used it. Never did it. So I stopped. Hi Sherry, how are you? And you said yes, I had the Fat Quarter Shop soul sampler box. And Eva Marie said they were fun at times when I was doing that craft. Still have a lot of the product, especially the beads. I've loved beaded items. You know what? You made me remember back when I was in Florida, I believe. I also had, it really wasn't a subscription box, but I believe Be Createful Rhinestone Shop had a monthly box every month that you could order. And you had to really rush and order it because it came out a certain time of the month, a certain date. And usually by the end of the day of that date, those boxes would be gone. They were about like $50 a box. And they would be full of beautiful rhinestone and projects. And then you had the blanks that you could put the rhinestones on and different things like that. And I have to tell you, that's how my rhinestone collection grew and all of my blanks because I think I did one, maybe one. So for me, it doesn't pay for me to do subscription boxes, but they are very interesting, and we're going to talk about all of that. So, um, I'm not going to tell anybody to cancel a box. I'm not going to tell anybody to subscribe to a box. I'm just going to tell you the information that I have gathered about the various types of boxes they have out there available, what the pros and cons are, and actually give you a breakdown on the price of these boxes. And the most important thing is, which my friend Fred gave me as I was doing the research is the tally of your yearly expenditure on these boxes, which when you're paying by the month, a small amount, 30, 40, maybe even $50 a month, it doesn't seem like a lot out of your budget, but add that up and you start saying 4, 5, 6, 7, $800 in some instances that you're paying every year for a subscription box and you're not doing it, then that gives you a totally different perspective on the program itself. So this is just a rhetorical question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. When a craft package arrives, are you more excited about the surprise or are you excited about making the project inside? Think about that. Are you more excited about the surprise to see what's in it? Or are you anxious to go ahead and do the project because you know what it's going to be? Or when you find out what it is, you go, oh, yippee, I want to do it. And so just think about that. I know the answer for me is I'm like a kid in the candy store. My anticipation was the surprise of what's in the box. I have to be honest about it. Well, with the rhinestone as well as with the quilting fabric box that I got. I wanted to know what was in it. That was my anticipation. When they told me the box was coming, I was excited and anxious to open the box and see what's in the box. And once I opened the box and saw what was in the box, in all honesty, there were oftentimes a little let down. One, um, well, I'll get to that. We're going to go in a process here. We're going to go in a process because I don't want to give anybody any preconceived notions or anything. And some people are answering it. Sharon said yes, it does add up, and it does. And Marina said I like that you can skip a month box with Kimberbell, and that is true. which is an important thing to look into, and I'll uh, talk about that as well. And Sharon said, I am excited about the project. And Danielle said, I'm excited just to get a box. You sound like me, Danielle. I'm like a kid. I'm telling you, I just want the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? And Rebecca McGinnis said, I like the project. So, okay. So we got a little of both, little of both. So let me talk about the subscription box promise. The programs sell more than the products. They sell anticipation, which is where we are, me and Danielle, basically. They sell the feeling that creativity is coming in the mail. They sell the convenience. You don't have to or search for coordinating fabric or wondering what embellishment to buy to go with it. And sometimes no need to even choose a project. It comes with the project telling you what project to make with what's in the box, including the rhinestones. They did the exact same thing. Rhinestone rhinestone project, all in one box. So it didn't give you the freedom to say, okay, I have this and I'm gonna do something else with it. Even though you do have that freedom, because now that you have the fabric or the rhinestone or the cards or whatever it is that your subscription is, you can certainly do what you want with it. But the premise of the box is to do the project that would come with it. Uh, and the emotional benefit is real because we love to get gifts. You know, we're that kind of people. We shouldn't dismiss the joy of simply getting something that is new or simply getting something that is beautiful and you didn't have to go out and buy it, search for it, is well coordinated. You didn't have to think about what fabrics to buy to put together to make this look good because someone has already curated that for you and put it together so everything is well designed. And you can be as creative as you want to be with that, or you can just venture out on your own and choose your own thing. But the anticipation is part of what we're paying for. So that's something that we should be very much aware of because anticipation can end up to be expensive. A surprise can be a quiet decision that fatigues a lot of experienced crafters because if you feel like you're kind of stuck in a rut and you got to do this particular project, which is kind of how I was beginning to feel with my subscription box that I had with both rhinestone and the quilting. I did not necessarily want to do the projects that came with it. Some of them I did, and some of them I didn't. I wasn't interested in it. For instance, there would be a design for a quilt block. Now, I guess that's a learning process, learning how to do quilt blocks and this particular block and what have you. But since me and scissors don't get along that well, cutting out the pieces and stuff without using a AccuQuilt was not on my radar, and the mere fact that I had to cut all these pieces out and try to make that block just to say I made a block. What is this block going with? I'm not making a quilt, it's just a block. What am I gonna do with the block once I make it? I didn't really look at it as a learning tool, which is probably what I should have done, and I would have probably appreciated more because the more I'm thinking about it now, that's pretty much what it really, I think, is meant to be because Mrs. Quilty does pretty much, their premise is pretty much teaching quilting. And so that's why a lot of their things are a learning tool for you, for those that don't know, and I'll get more into them as well. And for other people, a surprise is a problem because they rather choose their own colors. They may get little notions and stuff that they already have. Like for me, for instance, I have at least four 6.5 by 6.5 square rulers now. I bought one. The other three came in boxes of something. And I don't need four of the same ruler, even though it helps for people that put things down and don't know where they are. But since I rarely use the ruler anyway, I know exactly where all four of them are because I have a little ruler tray, and that's where they sit, and that's where they've been sitting ever since I had my ruler tray. Because, like I said, I rarely pull it out to use. So, open up the box and look and say, oh, great, another square 6x6 square ruler, yippee, or a seam ripper. Really cute seam ripper, but I like clover. It's cute. Never used it. Probably will, I assume, but I don't know. What else would I have wanted instead? I don't know. It's cute. It's part of their packaging and stuff. But when you get something that you already have a lot of, I don't know exactly where it is, obviously, but I think I have a one of the tape measures that pull and go back, it retracts and go back in. 3 or 4 of them I got. It's just some of the things that you get in these little boxes and stuff. It's like, okay, they're all surprises and stuff, but are they really the little notions that you need or want? It's just collecting stuff that you already have. And that may or may not be worth the money that you're paying for the box. Okay, let me see. Marina said, I love any mail or package that isn't a bill. And Sharon said, I like the monthly Zoom to visit with other like-minded crafters. Yes, that is something like our social society crew. I love doing our Wednesday nights. Some nights we don't quilt anything. We just are taught. We don't do any work, or if we do, we're kind of on our own doing our work. But the talk part, I enjoy because we're getting to know each other, and we're sharing ideas and thoughts, and we're sharing bargains and we're tips, all of that. So you're working and communicating with people that are like-minded, as Marina says, Sharon says, um, and that's beneficial because it helps you to learn and it encourages you. Because I have to tell you, my 250th anniversary quilt that's hanging on the wall, the red, white, and blue one back there. I talked for at least 2, maybe 3 weeks about edge to edge quilting, trying to get it in my head. How can I do this? I've never done it. How can I do this? I've never done it. And I was encouraged, oh, you can do it. This is how you do it. Watch this video, so forth and so on from the crew. And I did it. I just said, okay, go. I got it. And I did it. Wasn't perfect, but at least I tried. And now as you try to do something, you learn your mistakes. So the next time you do it, you won't make that same mistake, maybe a different one, but it won't be the same one because you've learned from that. Um, Let me see. And Cindy is asking Sharon, what subscription did you have that she did the Zoom one with? And Carol, there has only been one bag making subscription I have been interested in, but have not purchased it. I like each of the project, but the price is high, and I have so much material and hardware already. I'm interested in bag making as well, Carol. So that might be something I would be interested in doing. Maybe we could do it together. Cindy, it was a monthly bling box that was loaded with all kinds of goodies besides the rhinestone. Oh, Sharon is telling Cindy, a monthly bling block box that was loaded with all kinds of goodies beside the rhinestone and the blank to put it on. Sharon, was that Be Createful box, or was it a different company? Because I got a monthly bling box. Wasn't a subscription, as I mentioned. It was just available once a month, and it had different stuff in it besides the rhinestone, and it had the blank. So that was cool. Didn't do it though. Marina, I love Carly Bell's VIP monthly Zoom subscription. Okay. And Robin, I love surprises and mysteries. I do a bunch of mystery quilts. You do. Is that a subscription, Robin? Because I know when I asked you guys earlier on our text, you didn't mention the mystery quilts, and I do remember you saying that you did mystery quilts. So is that a subscription? And oh, okay, Sharon, it was craftable things. I didn't know she had a bling box. That's cool. Does she still have a bling box, craftable thing? I never knew she had one. Okay, let's talk about the different kinds of boxes. And Cindy, a new way that we could consider our Wednesday nights an open subscription. We all buy own supplies. Yeah, that's something we can maybe incorporate, Cindy. We can talk about it tomorrow night. And Sharon said, I'm interested in bag making too. Oh, we're getting some interest in here. And hello, Evelyn Warner. And okay, Robin, you said no, it's a free sew along for her mystery quilts. Okay, good. So know what you are subscribing to. So I'm going to go and talk about what five different types of subscription boxes. Actually, I believe it's six that I have listed. The first one is mystery assortment box. The mystery box usually contains a mixture of fabric, notions, patterns, thread, rulers, tools, or a bonus item. You may get a sneak peek on their site, but you do not know everything before it ships. That's what makes it a mystery. This type works best for crafters who enjoy experimentation and will trade or give anything she does not want. However, it is risky for someone with very specific tastes or someone already fighting for storage space because you can collect a lot of stuff. So that's what a mystery box is. You don't know what you're getting. You just pay your money and hope for the best. But then there's the anticipation and the surprise, which excites me. So that would not be something that I would cross off my list of things simply because I don't know what's coming. Um, Number two, the complete project box. The project box is different. Instead of random supplies, it gives you a specific project with coordinated materials and instructions. This can be particularly valuable for machine embroidery because hunting down the right blank fabric, zipper, trim, and embellishment can take longer than the stitching. True. But a complete kit is only has a complete value when you actually want what the finished item is. If you do not like the project, it doesn't matter whether you got the button, the ribbon, and all the rest included because you don't like the project and you probably won't do it. So that's one thing about the complete project box. Now, I'm not sure, and maybe in some of my other paperwork here that I have because I gathered so much information. Um, Maybe they tell you what's in the box before you purchase it. I don't know because I've never bought that particular type of subscription box before. Number three is the fabric or pre-cut clubs. That's just basically fabric. It delivers fat quarters, jelly rolls, layer cakes, yardage, batiks, modern fabrics, or even a particular designer's collection. These are attractive to stash builders. If you're trying to build your fabric stash, this is a good way of going about it. The question is whether you are intentionally building a useful stash or you're just collecting coordinated coordinated bundles that you're afraid to cut, which would not make sense. If you're going to collect fabric on a monthly basis, I would hope that you would have in your mind your plan to use this fabric. If you're a quilter or you make craft items or decor or whatever. The number 4 block of the month. Now, I know Missouri Star and some other people have that. A block of the month is usually a longer commitment tied to one finished quilt. Each month delivers another portion of the pattern and fabric. Missouri Star describes his programs as a breaking a quilt into manageable monthly pieces. Now, that sounds like something that is of interest to me because I think I would do that. I think I would do that. You can take a month and put a block together. I would think, I would hope, if you're intending on doing it. Now, the bottom line with all of these things, if you're going to do the project, the intent has to be there, the will and the desire, because we're all busy and we all get bogged down with um, responsibilities and distractions and all that kind of stuff that will keep us from staying on pace with projects and different things in our craft rooms. And so if you decide to do a crafting subscription, then it makes sense if you are committed to doing the project, especially if you're going to do something like um, the fabrics or a project or even a block of the month, especially the block of the month, because at the end of the year, you're supposed to have 12 blocks and be able to put your quilt together and have a quilt to finish off and everything. And if you get behind, then it gets to be, whatever. And it says the structure can keep a large quilt from feeling overwhelming. The risk is falling behind, like I mentioned. When month 6 arrives and you got six blocks to do, you are still on month 2, then the subscription can feel overwhelming and more like a deadline than a fun project. So if you're going to do like a block of the month and you really make a commitment with that, or you can definitely become disappointed. Number 5 is digital design or pattern subscription. Now, I've heard of pattern subscription. I've not heard of the digital design before. But digital subscriptions do not create boxes in the room, but they can create a hidden digital file that you download. And they don't, the designs arrive by mail or by email, I mean. You download it. Now you're accumulating files. And if you're not using them, then suddenly you have hundreds of files that you cannot find and they never get stitched out. So that would never be anything that I would subscribe to. I would never subscribe to a digital subscription, nor one where they're just, giving you patterns. I'm not going to do that. Digital is often less expensive and gives us freedom to use our own fabric and colors, which people want to do. But a design is not automatically valuable because it does not take up the physical space. It is something that can become where you can accumulate a lot and you still got clutter. You got clutter on your computer. And number 6 is education and membership club. Membership clubs. Let's get some wine here. Some subscriptions are really communities or learning memberships. You may receive classes, sew-alongs, office hours, private groups, or monthly challenges. And there's a lot of those out there. But I have to tell you, the ones that I've looked at are pretty expensive. Their value may come from support and accountability rather than physical products. If the community gets you to use the supplies you already own, that may be worth more than another box of Notion. If you never log in, it is another automatic charge with no return, which is true. And so be careful with those educational subscriptions where you and I joined one and I think I was on it for a couple of months and I got off of it because I wasn't coming on. And the one thing that I have found personally for another one, not the one that I joined, but one that I had considered joining. Oftentimes, these membership type educational clubs cater to brand new embroiderers, quilters, or whatever your craft may be. And depending upon where your level is, it may be doing projects and stuff that are too simple for you, something that you've already done and know how to do, and it wouldn't benefit you. Now, I remember when I first started embroidering and I was watching Eve's Baby Booty, and she had levels of her memberships, and the highest level was captain, and it was a nice chunk of change every month, which I joined because I did it because I wanted that extra boost to learn, because it was described that you would get a chance to do these kinds of things. And unfortunately, it didn't turn out to be that way. And, life gets in the way, and that's kind of how it was. And oftentimes, there wouldn't be enough time left in um, the time that was allotted to finish projects and those kinds of things. And people had questions, and you gathering it just turned out to not be working the way I had hoped that it would work. And again, some of the projects weren't, I wasn't getting what I wanted out of, so I ended up not doing it. That's the only one that I actually joined. There's a couple of others that I was well, no, there was another one I joined and I got off of it. And there was another one I thought about, and the more I read up on it, I realized it wasn't going to benefit me. In order for me to join a club, it's going to have to give me something I don't know. Like Soul Creative Lounge, I'm very curious about their sewing clubs. They have levels because I need to improve my sewing skills. And that's something that I've been thinking about, have not joined, got to get more research. But if I'm going to get something more, but then the question always is, are you going to commit and follow through and do the classes? If the classes are every Monday night at 6 o'clock, are you going to do it every Monday at 6 o'clock? If you're not going to be able to do that, then you may be wasting your money. Um, okay, Marina I'm so sorry, Marina, you got to go because of the weather, because you were the one that asked for the information, but that's okay. Thank you for researching and talking about the topic I suggested. Unfortunately, the weather's horrible and I would need to shut down my electronics. I understand. You can always look at the replay. Evelyn Warner, still waiting for the one that might benefit me. And Robin said the first month was 6 blocks, so I know I'm far behind. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, the weather is not nice right now. And my son popped on. I don't want to ignore him. He did pop on. A minute ago, I saw him, but I kept talking. Oh, there he is. And he got this Spanish up here, and he know I don't speak Spanish, but I got the mucho mama, and so I guess he loves me. I'm thinking that's what it says. He'll tell me. Those of you that speak Spanish, you know what he said. I don't know what he said, but I kind of got a idea that's what it is. And Cindy, I do like buying my dealer's brown bag, grab bag, a once a year event. Different size bags, different prices, no peeking, all quilt shop quality fabric. Okay, that's a good idea. But see, that's not a subscription box. So you already know you're going to get a bunch of fabric and most likely you'll like a lot of it. And Daniel says she's a fabric collector over there, so she probably would enjoy doing that as well. And Evelyn Warren, I want to try a mystery bag of fabric. I've seen some people do unboxing, and it's been interesting. It's been interesting. Robin, I'm doing a block of the month right now with connecting threads and have only completed the first month. And today I received month 4. See, exactly what I was talking about. It's hard to keep up. Hard to keep up, especially in the summer. Especially in the summer. And my son said he's on. And yes, I kind of figured out what it says. I love you very much. That's from my son. And yeah, my they're saying hello to you. And hi, Margot. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. So that's the educational one. And what the value may come from support and accountability. I said that. The other thing, if you never log in, it's another charge because there's no return. You don't get your money back for that. You just missed out on that. Most likely you can cancel. And a lot of companies will tell you what the retail value is versus the personal value. And they'll tell you that the retail value contains $75, $85 or more of retail value. But is that value to you if it's something that you're not going to use? That tells us what the products might cost separately. It does not tell us whether those products are worth that amount to us. And the prices that they're telling you usually are manufacturer suggested retail price, probably not even the price that they actually would sell it for in their own shops because prices are going to get inflated. I don't care who you have or where you buy. That manufacturer suggested retail price is usually always way higher than what people normally will sell their products for because they can be quite expensive. So when they tell you the retail value of their box is $85, $75, 100, whatever, uh, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Take that with a grain of salt. Because I tell you, perfect example. You probably can buy this seam ripper because it's cute and decorated and everything for $6 or $7, maybe, out the store. And I promise you, they probably didn't pay over 50 cents for it if they bought it wholesale to sell. 50 to $1 max. So you can tell me my retail value of this product in my box is $7.99. Okay, I can get one less. Just saying. So keep that in mind. Um, and of course, your personal value is what's more important than what they're telling you the value of the box is. So, company values, what would these items cost separately? Personal value, what would I be willing to pay and buy to use it? Different. Would you purchase those items that came in your box on your own separately? For me, my answer with most of them would be no, because I have to be honest about it. Quite a few of the fabrics I didn't like. Not that I hated them, just was not my taste, wasn't my colors, wasn't my vibe. So would I have gone into a quilt shop and selected those particular items, colors, patterns, what have you? Most likely, no. Were they terrible? No. Nice fabric, usable, but it wouldn't have been something that I would have purchased. And hi, making with Marilyn. How are you? That seam ripper is on Alabama for 79 and 99 cents, depending upon the size. See what I told you? I knew they weren't. I just know how it is. Hi, Jenny. How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. I hope your weather's doing fine, and I hope it's okay in Texas because I don't see Becky on here yet. Anyway. Current programs worth knowing. So now I'm going to go through some of the individual programs, and I have a lot of information on that. Okay, the first one, Fat Quarter Shop Sew Sampler, Sew SEW, Fat Quarter Shop. The Sew Sampler is one of the best known quilting subscription boxes. Fat Quarter Shop currently lists at least $34.95 per month plus shipping after a one-time 99-cent membership fee. The contents are aimed at all skill levels and change monthly. The company is refreshingly direct about the mystery box trade-off. It says that sooner or later there may be a box that is not your cup of tea and encourages subscribers to consider the value over the time. Before shipping, the base annual cost is, now this is the base annual cost minus shipping, $419.40. Then add 12 months of shipping and any supplies required to finish the project, and that would give you an idea of how much money you are spending. This may be a good value for a quilter who wants variety, uses the notions and likes the fabric style, and participates in the included project or block program. It may not be a good value for someone who wants to see every item before buying it. Now, I do know that Fat Quarter Shop has several subscription um, programs, several of them. And I don't know if I'll dig through this or not, but I know that they have several of them. I'll pull that up. So the sew one is not the sew sampler is not the only one that they have. And I have to tell you, I like Fat Quarter Shop. I like their product. I like their educational components of things. So I would recommend them if they're selling something that you're interested in, that you would be committed to. I would recommend it. Um, so would you pay about $420 a year plus shipping for a monthly quilting surprise if you knew two or three of the boxes might not match your taste, or even more of the boxes may not match your taste? Now, keep in mind, most of these companies do allow you to skip or cancel at will. So that's very important that you keep that in mind. And when you're selecting one to use, make sure you check to see if that is the case before you jump into it. Make sure you can cancel if you want to, or you can skip it if you want to, or anything like that, so you're not stuck. But keep in mind, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to know what you're going to get before you get it. So once you get it, you got it. Oh, Cook County. Who's in Cook County? You're in Chicago area? I'm assuming that's where you're talking about. The weather's so bad up there. Anybody that's got to log off because of the weather, I understand. I understand because it is crazy. Making with Marilyn said she had to look up when I mentioned that seam roof. She had to look it up. Yeah, because you had to be careful with that. And Evelyn Warner said, I actually got a box from a creator this year that gave me things I could use. Glad I took the chance. Yes. Did you pay more for that box than what the actual things that you could use was worth? That's something that you have to think about as well. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer because I'm definitely not against the subscription boxes. I've done them before and am considering doing them again. We're just thinking and being aware. We're being informed consumers. And Making with Marilyn says, I prefer to select my own fabric, etc. True. And then Pearl said, absolutely not. I like looking and feeling my fabric. I do too as well. I do too. Okay, Cindy, storms were in our area last night. And Eva Marie said there has to be added value to any subscription box. And I agree. You need to feel like you're getting something out of it that's going to be beneficial for you. And Evelyn says it was a good value for what I got. I actually had already purchased one of the items that was in the box, so now I have two. And that happens a lot. And yeah, she is in Chicago. And yeah, when you said Cook County, honey, I'm not from Chicago, but I have family in Chicago. So yeah, been there, done that. Cold up there. Yep. Um, Pre-cut quilt block is another subscription. Pre-cuts quilt shop currently. That's the name of the company, I guess. Pre-cuts quilt shop currently advertises two subscriptions options at $59.95. Depending on the option, the contents may include fat quarters, a layer cake or jelly roll, thread or notions, and a pattern. The company advertises free domestic shipping, cancellation at any time, and says the retail value will exceed the subscription price. It also states that subscription boxes are not refundable. They are not. At $59.95 per month, the annual cost is $719.40 per year. That is not automatically too much because you get 4 yards of quality fabric, a pattern, and a notion, and it can add up. But $700 deserves more than an unboxing. It deserves actual quilts. So are you going to actually use that? This is the strongest for quilters who deliberately want to build a coordinated fabric stash and regularly uses cuts regularly. It is weakest for crafters whose shelves are already full. So if you're creating quilts and you like people to pick out your quilt patterns as well as your quilt fabric for you, you enjoy that? Yeah, but I don't know if I would do that every month. Okay, the next one is Mrs. Quilty, which I have had, and I'll comment on this on my own after I read what I have. Mrs. Quilty currently advertises a $34.97 monthly box with 12 coordinated cotton back quarters, patterns, a magazine, tutorials, and mystery gifts. The site advertises an $85 plus value along with skip, pause, and cancel options. The base annual cost is $419.64. The advertised value sounds impressive, but our test remains the same. Do you like the fabric? Remember I told you I ain't like all them fabrics. Do you use the pattern? Didn't do that. Do the tutorials improve your skills? Are the surprise gifts useful? A lower monthly price is not enough to make it the best option. We also need to compare fabric quality, shipping, pattern style, cancellation experience, and how many boxes become completed projects. Now, since I have done uh, Mrs. Quilt and I think a couple other people that I know, I did not make not one project. The magazine comes either large or small, depending upon the box. It seemed to be random. It comes and it you get your welcome, You get a table of content that tells you what's in this little booklet and what's in your box. Um, they have tutorials. They also advertise other things that they sell. Try to get you to buy them with the QR code on here. Um, and then you get into the projects. They have different projects. Now, this particular one, and I don't even know if it has the month on it, most of the stuff was blue stuff. It was okay, but ain't my taste. And I don't even think you see my little, I don't know if you can see it, tell it, but that's a ruler right there. I got the ruler. I don't remember getting these pens, but maybe I did. But I know I got the rulers. I don't think I got the pens. But there was a cozy mosaic block project. There was a colorful pot holder. There was a bread basket liner. And there was a quilt as you go mug rug project. And then additional digital patterns, a quilted placemat project, and a lunch bag project. Those were the projects that you had available with this box. Now, what I will say, and this was a list of all of the fabric that came with it. So they do that after you get it. And here it shows you the name and everything, just in case you need to go buy some more, you know what to buy. What for me, since I didn't do any projects, I wasn't interested in any project that they wanted us to do other than the lunchbox thing. But I would have had to probably, I don't know if I would have had to get more fabric or not. I don't know, probably not. I just use what I have. The tutorials, I did look at the very first box that I got. I looked at some of the tutorials, and I thought they were pretty well done. I have not looked at any other tutorials, but you do get the option. I think it's a QR code or a link or something where you can dial in and on YouTube and look at the tutorials on how to do the projects, which I think is really good because it's a learning thing. So I really like that concept. But for me, the main reason why I decided to not keep the subscription going was I didn't do any of the project. I just didn't take the time or made the commitment to do it. Two, I was not always in love with the fabric choices that came. And three, I was not necessarily impressed with the surprise notion that came. Most of the notion that matter of fact, every notion that I got for the boxes that I received, I already had. I didn't get anything different I didn't get anything different. Why? I got a lot of notions. So it's nothing against them. But for me, with a person that has been collecting notions and getting things and all that kind of stuff for several years, I have most of the basic notions that you need to embroider and to sew pretty much. There's still other notions out there, and I'm a notion collector. So I'm always looking at new gadgets to see what's out there. And if it sounds interesting to me, most likely I'll get it. So here I am with notions that, it's hard for you to give me something I don't already have. But it would be nice to get something. But that was Mrs. Quilty. Also, yes, you can cancel because I had. You can skip. They've offered that to me. You can pause it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months probably. They've offered that to me. Also, both times that I canceled, they offered me a reduced price to come back. Now, I think it was a one-time or maybe a two-time reduced price to come back, not a consistent reduced, but they did offer me a reduced price. If you resubscribe, your next box will be $24 or something along that line. So they did do that to try to get me back, but um, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it because I did it twice. It wasn't something that I'm gonna keep up with. But I do think that they're a good company if you're interested in them. And Their fabrics are cute. They really are, and the quality looks good and stuff. I wasn't disappointed in the quality or how they looked. It's just the colors and prints and stuff weren't necessarily my my aesthetic. So the next one is Cotton Cuts fabric. I hadn't heard of this one. It currently lists premium fabric subscription options in approximately $42 to $55 monthly range. And that places the base annual cost between $480 and $660 before any taxes or shipping. Fabric-only subscriptions can be wonderful for quilters who want to curate modern fabric or specific pre-cut sizes. But if you are subscribing because you want projects, verify whether patterns and enough background or finishing fabric are included. A bundle is not necessarily a complete quilt, so you got to buy other stuff. So now we're going to get to Kimberbell. Yay, Kimberbell. Most of you know Kimberbell. Hi, Miss Joy. Hi, Cindy's pretty eyes, Covington. How are you? Thanks for dropping by. Anybody else drop in since the last time I looked up? Nope, nope, nope. Kimberbell currently offers several subscription styles as well, and they should not be treated as one product. They have the Hoop Studio, which is a monthly in the Hoop subscription, and I think that's the one Marina mentioned she has. Kimberbell says the box contains 1 to 3 machine embroidery project, high quality fabric, embellishment, and full color instruction. The company advertises skip and cancellation flexibility, and it specifically notes that stabilizer is not included. Then they have applique of the month, and it focuses on seasonal decor. The 2026 program includes embroidery designs in 2 sizes, an embroiderable blank, fabric, embellishment, and instructions. It is designed for 5x7 and larger hoops and is available in doorstep and digital forms. Then they have the Bella Box, which I've heard of the Bella Box. Is a larger experience delivered twice a year, billed in April and October. It includes exclusive designs, themed projects, fabric kits, embellishments, samples, collector items, and bonuses. Projects are designed for at least a 5x7 hoop. For someone who loves Kimberbell's whimsical, seasonal, heavily coordinated look, these can provide strong convenience and instructions. For someone who prefers elegant monograms, garment embroidery, contemporary designs, or choosing their own material, the style may be too specific. A strong brand can still be the wrong subscription for a particular craft, or like the quality is not the same as one in every project. Now, Kimberbell, if you've ever made any Kimberbell projects, I have. I made a Kimberbell bench pillow. I think I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a 4th of July one. And I also have another Kimberbell bench pillow, and it's a winter one. I can't remember the name of that one. And I've had that one for several years. Haven't made it yet. Intend to do that. I love Kimberbell's whimsical designs. But I have to admit, they can be pricey. You get the design, the kit, and it comes with the fabric, which is I like. Didn't have to go looking for the fabric, and it's pre-cut that I liked. You get the instructions and all of that kind of stuff that I liked. But the embellishment usually, I don't know about the Bella box, but just the kit itself, I bought it out of one of them I bought out of a quilt shop, which was on sale. That's the reason I got it, because it was pretty expensive, but I got it on sale for a reasonable price. The one that I actually ended up making, I bought off of an online site other than Kimmerbell on sale. And the embellishment from the same company that I bought it from, and the Grand, I bought from them, and they sell Kimmerbell, and they oftentimes have it at a discounted price. But again, they're kind of pricey, but they are cute. Now, I've never done a subscription, so I don't know how that would work because according to this information, you get your embellishment and all of that stuff with it. So if that's the case and the price is reasonable, because I don't think he put the price in here. He didn't. I guess because it's two different ones, or they didn't list it or whatever. Um, Depending upon the price to get the kit, and it has embellishment and all that stuff in there, you might be saving money because I know the kit can be, I want to say $50, $60 or more. And then the embellishment kit can be $30 or $40 as well. Cute little buttons and little trees and little clothespins and all kinds of cute little stuff that you have to put on to make the design that you are doing look realistic, and everything is really cute. You would enjoy it. I have this bench pillow that I made. What I'm gonna do with it? I don't have a bench. I just did it. It was cute, and I did it, and I love it. But what do I do with it? I don't know. But I wanted to do it. Um, who is blocking somebody, and what's the blocking situation? We got an issue on here to be blocking somebody. I'm not understanding that. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I don't think we have anybody on here that needs to be blocked. Oh, that's my son and his. Don't pay attention. I told him about that uh, handle that he has, but anyway, uh, don't pay attention. It's my son. He's cool. He's okay. No, you don't have to block anybody. There's nobody on here that needs to be blocked. Um. Okay, where are we? Do you enjoy any of the recognizable Kimmerbell styles, or do you prefer choosing individual designs and your own color palette? Now, I know like I said, I like Kimmerbell, so I don't have a problem with Kimmerbell at all. I think it's really a beautiful work. It's really, really beautiful. Joyce, oh, never mind. Y'all don't block my son. He's cool. Leave him alone. Now, people tend to ask what's the best subscription box, and I know that may have been the reason why Marina suggested this particular topic, because people are curious about what's the best one to use, and you can't really come up with a best one. You have to make a decision about what is best for you and what is going to work for you. So the best, you know, the best choice for a beginner is different than choice for somebody that's been doing it for a while. And the best embroidery program is going to be different than someone that has a big hoop and a large hoop. All of that is going to be different. So it's hard to say what is best. So instead of ranking only by how much merchandise is inside, rank the subscription by the category as well as how it's going to fit into what you do. Um, you have low cost quilting supplies, and you have fabric stash building. You have complete quilt projects, structured machine embroidery, seasonal machine embroidery, and then you have low physical clutter. Those are different types of subscription boxes. So when you're trying to make a decision, that's what you need to look at. So when you're thinking about it, or if you are thinking about it, or if you want to think about it, what matters most to you? The surprise, the retail value, learning a new technique, receiving complete materials, or being part of a community? What's most important to you? So when you're selecting a box, the true cost and the personal thing is calculate the delivery and annual costs. When you're making a decision to get a box, calculate the delivered and annual costs and what that's going to be, not just what they're charging. Joy, anyway, not just um, the charge of the subscription. You got to add your taxes in and you have to add your delivery. Like Mrs. Quilty, $35 for the subscription, but when I get my bill, it's I think $47. I think 42, 47, somewhere is 40 some odd dollars. I think it's $47 is what I'm charged for my subscription box. So $35 went up $12 because you got to add your taxes and you got to add your shipping. So $12 extra. So keep that in mind. That's almost half of what the subscription box costs. So add your delivery, shipping, and taxes and membership fee if there is one. Because like what was that Shabby Fabric, I believe, has a membership fee. It's only 99 cents. And I think it's a one-time deal. But for each one of their quilt boxes, because I looked on their line, each one of their quilt boxes has a membership fee of 99 cents. So that's added into the thing. So Eva Warren said, I just want some good quality fabric, so made a decision. And Jenny says she likes surprises at time, and Eva says she likes learning. So yeah, those are good reasons to get a box. Um, $35, like I said, that's $420 a year without all that added stuff on there. So those numbers you need to keep in mind. Is 400 some odd dollars unreasonable? I don't think so. You compare it to other things that you do, taking a class, going on an embroidery cruise, the deposit, a new hoop, some software, a machine payment, all of those things, you're going to spend that kind of money. So if you feel like dropping that kind of money, and the good thing about it, you're not dropping that 400 somehow, 500 or $600 or $700 at one time. So it may not hurt the purse that much, but it is something to remember. Also, test number 2, calculate personal usable value. When a box arrives, you need to assign a realistic value not only to the items you have purchased, but also on the other things. Count the $20 ruler as a $20 personal value if you already have 3 of those. I don't have a $20 ruler. I never got a $20 ruler. But even still, I got 4 of them now. One I bought myself, and the other 3 someone gave. I got them through a box. So, you know, there was no value there for me. So those are the things. And then are you going to actually do it? Calculate the cost per project. That's another one. And then the replacement spending question. If you didn't subscribe and you bought this stuff impulsively, would you have spent that much money? Also, your space and time. Are you going to do that? So, quickly, pros and cons and warning signs. The strongest reason to subscribe: convenience, because you have coordinated supplies and everything arrives together. Education, Structured projects introduce with introduces you to unfamiliar techniques. If you got something that you've never done before, like I told you, I wanted to do that lunch bag. I've never done a lunch bag. That would have been cute. That would have been something to learn. Mug rugs I've done. Quilt blocks I've done. You know, I'm not interested in doing mug rugs, quilt blocks, and wall hangings and stuff like that. I've done all that. So that didn't interest me. Creative momentum. A box can restart someone who feels stuck. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. If you haven't done anything and you can't think of anything that you want to do, if you get a box with some interesting stuff in there and nice pattern, project, pretty fabric and stuff, it may light that fire under you again. And taking the class and all of that. Community, sew-alongs and group provided accountability. Now, I really like that. I like doing classes with other people. And with Zoom, it really works. Um, if, keep in mind, the classes are well organized, the instructor is knowledgeable and knows how to teach, and if the class is not too crowded, and if you have people on similar levels, and I'm talking about a Zoom class or a personal class. If you go into a class and you have a huge gap in skill, it can literally mess up the class because the instructor ends up spending more time with the lesser skilled person, which could very well be me, than with the class. And the class as a whole doesn't get everything out of it that they wanted to get out of it, and they may or may not be able to finish the project. And that part can make it disappointing, especially if it's a one-time class. Now, if it's a multiple days, you're doing a project, and the project is 6 weeks long, and you come on once a week, but it's still one project, that may not be so bad because whoever is falling behind may have time to catch up. If they have the opportunity for a one-on-one, may cost extra money or whatever, that may help to catch up. Those kinds of subscriptions or memberships or what have you, I think are very valuable and worth maybe whatever they're charging, especially if you're trying to learn how to do something. Like Carol and I mentioned, I think it was somebody else that said they were interested in bag making. I am. If I decided to do that, I would be willing to do a membership as well as if need be a one-on-one for extra money if I needed it in order to grasp the craft because I don't know how to make bags. I mean, I've done tote bags and a few little bags and stuff, but I've never done a leather bag, a real leather bag. I got some real leather. I want to do it. I really want to do it. Let's see what's being said. Sherry says she likes to surprise and learn, and I love fellowship if one of the groups are making a particular monthly subscription. And Miss Joy, I really did like getting the quilt boxes and bling boxes and everything else. But when you really add it up, if you buying it on your own, you are paying way more than necessary. Could be. Um, and Miss Joy, if I'm doing a Zoom class with a specific kit, not a subscription box, I'm down for that. Okay. And Evelyn agrees. Skill gap can make progress slow if time is tight. Yeah, been there, done that. Didn't like it at all. And so that's something to be to take into consideration because it does happen. Miss Joy, my biggest positive point for subscription is supporting my fellow content creators, and that's cool. That's cool, Miss Joy, and that's when we're doing something with people we know, or we're making a developing relationships with. Uh, that's a whole different narrative because we content creators tend to gravitate towards each other and try to help each other out and support each other and all that stuff quite a few of us do that, like making it with Marilyn's on here. And I know Patrice has been on here, Craftable Things. Sean, of course, Go Savvy Sean. Jeanette from Sewing, um, Baroka Sewing and Craft. You know, even the crafty Puerto Rican. People have been on mine. I've been on theirs. We support each other. They do certain things and we may participate even if we have to spend money and what have you. Don't mind doing those kinds of things because that's, you know, supporting each other. All things Sean, don't want to leave her out. She's been on here. And you know, I feel good about that. I don't necessarily have anything going on right now that you know people spend money on. I'm thinking about getting into stuff like that eventually. But um, that's a different thing. You do it to support people. But I'm talking about these big companies that we don't know them from John Hancock, and you know we're not getting in it to support them per se because they're doing pretty good on their own. Kimmerbell, Shabby Fabric, all those people. I'm not getting it to support them per se. I'm getting it to benefit me and what I need, and it just happens to support them. So, you know, that's a little different there. And you want to make sure whatever it is that you're investing your money in is going to be beneficial to you. And Evelyn Warner says Sean can make a great bag. Yes, she can. And yeah, and I support Sean and all of that. So we've done some things together. That's cool. Protecting yourself with recurring bills. The Federal Trade Commission advises consumers to understand how a subscription renews, verify the expected price, monitor credit and debit card statements, and make important cancellation dates. The FTC also recommends checking cancellation and refund policies before ordering. Take a screenshot of the price and cancellation term when you subscribe. Save the confirmation email. Put the billing date on your calendar. If you cancel, save the cancellation confirmation. All of these things to protect yourself. Do not assume that canceling stops a box already billed or prepared. Usually it won't. Read the deadline. Some companies allow skipping, others do not. Some boxes are non refundable, most of them are not. A flexible subscription has greater practical value than one that locks you into products you cannot preview. Now, me personally, I don't want anything that I can't cancel, skip, pause, all of those things. So check that out because I know how I am. If I don't want to cancel you per se, but I don't want to be bothered with you for 2, 3 months because I know I don't have time to do it, then I want the option to do that. And then when I'm ready to start back, I'll start back. So, or if I decide to cancel because I decided I don't want this subscription anymore, I want to be able to do that without any um, problems. So make sure you look into all of those things. Um, red flags before joining. The price is prominent, but shipping is difficult to find. The company advertises a high value but does not show representative past contents. Cancellation instructions are vague or require contacting someone during limited hours. The subscriber cannot tell whether the commitment is monthly, annual, or tied to a full program. Boxes are non-refundable, but the customer does not know the content before shipping. Those are red flags, but most of them you don't know what's in it. Well, you don't know everything that's in it. You know if it's fabric, it's supposed to be fabric. You know those things. The promotion creates urgency without giving time to read the term. Do not do that. The subscriber is joining mainly because an item is exclusive. Don't do that either. Don't do that. So those are some things to think about. Okay, let's do a quick quiz. Get your thinking caps on, do a quiz. I'm going to ask you, 6 questions. What kind of subscription crafter are you? We talked about several different things. So, what kind of subscription crafter are you? Good night, Sharon. She's going to be listening while going to sleep. Okay. Everybody ready? It's going to be A, B, C, or D as usual. So keep up with your scores. Question number 1. A new subscription box arrives. What excites you most? A, seeing what the surprise is. B, having a complete project ready. C, adding beautiful fabric to my stash. Or D, checking whether the contents were worth what I paid. Okay, I'll repeat it. A new subscription box arrives. What excites you the most? A, seeing what the surprise is. I'm so excited, I want to see what's in the box. B, having a complete project ready. I'm going to go ahead and make this project. I've been waiting on making this quilt block or whatever. C, adding beautiful fabric to my stash. I'm building up my stash. D, checking whether the contents were worth what I paid. I think that's human nature. So pick A, B, C, or D. I'm going to score myself as well. Okay. So casual. Did I say hi to you? I don't think so, but if I didn't, hi. Thank you for stopping by. I don't remember mentioning you. Okay, now, question number 2. What usually happens after you open a new kit? What usually happens after you open a new kit? A, I admire everything and post a picture. I'm so happy I got a picture on Facebook. Look what I got. B, I schedule time and start the project. I got it. I'm ready to go. C, I store the fabric for the perfect future project. Okay. And D, I compare the items with the price and decide whether to continue my subscription. Okay, you said I did. Okay, I didn't remember. Okay, thank you so casual. Number 3, are we all if I'm going too fast, let me know. Want to make sure everybody has time. Number 3, how many unopened kits or boxes could you tolerate? How many unopened kits or boxes could you tolerate? Now, if you like me, I open all my boxes. Now, what I do with them after I open it is a whole different story. Close them back up. Okay, A. Several opening is part of the fun. So several of them. Opening is part of the fun. B. One at most. I want to keep up. So I can tolerate several. That's A. B. Only one at the most. Number C. I do not call it unopened. I call it my collection. So you take that however you want it. D2, after that, I pause or I cancel. So here are the question again. How many unopened kits or boxes can you tolerate? A, several. Don't bother me none, just keep coming. Opening is part of the fun. B, want it the most. I want to keep up. So I get one, I got to get right on it and start working on it. C, I don't call it unopened. I call it my collection because if you like me, I open them all. D, 2. After that, I'm going to pause or cancel. If I can't keep up after getting 2 of them, I just quit the subscription altogether. Those are your choices. Number 4. Which offering sounds best? A A, a true mystery box. Question is, which offering sounds best? And this is question number 4. A true mystery box. I don't know what's in there. It's a total surprise to me. B, a complete project with everything included. C, a coordinated fabric or thread club. Or D, a digital or skip anytime subscription. Now that's a little misleading because you don't have to have a digital one in order to skip anytime. So we're going to take the digital off of that and just say skip anytime subscription because you can skip anytime with several other subscriptions because even with Mrs. Quilty, you can skip her. So that's number 4. Which offering sounds best? A true mystery box. B, a complete project with everything included. C, a coordinated fabric or thread club. And D, a digital or skip anytime subscription. And number 5. If you dislike half the contents, what do you do? A, trade or gift them and enjoy the surprise anyway. B, make the project with substitution. C, add them to my stash because I may use them later. Or D, calculate the usable value and reconsider the subscription. Okay. Everybody get number 5? If you dislike half the contents, what do you do? A, trade or gift them, but enjoy the surprise anyway. B, make the project with substitutions. C, add them to my stash because I may use them later. Or D, calculate the usable value and reconsider the subscription. Question number 6. This is the last question. Then we'll get the results. So don't forget to add up all your letters. So how many A's, how many B's, how many C's, and how many D's. So we know what category you fall in. Number 6. Question number 6. What is your biggest subscription danger? What is your biggest subscription danger? A, chasing the excitement of the next box. I gotta get it. I can't quit because I like to be surprised. I like to see what's in there. B, falling behind on projects. That's the biggest danger that I can come up with. I can't keep up. I can't keep up. C, running out of storage. I done collected so many of these boxes, I don't have nowhere else to put them. D, paying automatically and forgetting to review the cost. You forgot all about your subscription. They just keep coming and coming and coming, and the money keeps going and going and going. And you don't stop to think about, I'm spending all this money. What am I doing? Am I doing my projects? So number 6 question is, what is your biggest subscription danger? Your biggest subscription danger or problem that you see with being a subscription box customer? A, biggest danger is chasing the excitement of the next box. I just got to have a box. Surprise. B, falling behind on the projects. I can't keep up. C, running out of storage. I got so many of them, nowhere to put them. Or D, spending all this money, paying automatically and forgetting to look and see how much I'm spending on stuff that I'm not using. So A, B, C, or D. Now tally yours up. That's the last question. And let's see where you fall. Let me see where I am. Hmm. Okay. Everybody ready? All right. Look like Cindy, you're first. You have 3 Ds, 2 Cs, and 1 B. What did you say? 3 Ds, 2 Cs, and 1 B. So you are a D. D, you are the value watcher. You are best suited to flexible subscriptions, digital clubs, or individual kits you choose. You may enjoy evaluating boxes more than receiving surprises. That's what the D is. You are the value watcher. Okay. Pearl, you're tied. 3 Bs and 3 Ds. Okay. So B is you are the project finisher. So you are a project finisher and a value watcher. A project finisher is a complete kit or block of the month may fit you best. Avoid boxes that provide random supplies without a clear finished project. And Jenny Owens, you have 4 A's and 2 D's, so you are strictly A. A, you are the surprise seeker. You like the experience and anticipation. That matters to you the most. Set a fixed entertainment budget and have a plan to trade or donate unwanted items. So you just enjoy getting them. And Evelyn Warren, you got 3 A's, so you are a surprise seeker as well. And who else? So casual. You had 2 B's, 2 C's, 2 D's. Okay, so I'm gonna call out the C first. I'm a C as well. I had 2 A's, 3 C's, and 1 B. So C, you are the stash curator. I am a stash curator. Fabric and thread clubs may delight you, but storage and duplicate colors are your danger zone. Inventory what you own before renewing. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. For me, you are the stash curator. Fabric and thread clubs may delight you. Maybe that's true. That might be true. Okay. Anybody's a D? Miss Joy, you are 4 A's and 2 D's. So you are also a surprise seeker. Evelyn, you're a surprise seeker. Uh, duh, 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 duh. So you're even out on everything. Robin, you are A's, so you are the surprise seeker. And Jenny, you're the surprise seeker. Okay. What is D? D is you are the value watcher. That's what D. Somebody's a D. I mentioned that. I think the first person that was Cindy. Cindy is a D. She is a value seeker. You are best suited to flexible subscription digital clubs or individual kits you choose. You may enjoy evaluating boxes more than receiving surprises. So Miss Joy says she's a value watcher. She's a D. C, you are a stash curator. A, you are the surprise seeker. And B, you are the project finisher. Do we have a B anywhere? Two B's, one C, two B's, three B's. Pearl, you're three B's and three D's, so you're half and half. Okay. Okay. All righty. We don't have anybody that is a dominant B, which is a project finisher. A complete kit or block of the month may fit you best. Avoid boxes that provide random supplies without a clear finished project. Okay. So for me, again, it says that I am the stash curator. And the more I think about it, I thought at first that wasn't true, but I think that's what I really am. And Miss Joyce said, no, I'm truly an A, but need to totally commit to D. Okay. So you are a surprise seeker. I like the surprise as well. I have to be honest about it. I do like to surprise, but the definition of the surprise is the experience and anticipation matters the most to you. So I don't think that's true because once I get it and I open it, then I do care about what's inside the box. And if what's inside the box doesn't please me, then I'm not happy. So your embroidery and quilting subscription boxes may be worth it. Your answer is they can be, but the box has to earn its place in your budget, in your room, and in your creative life. The best subscription is not necessarily the one with the highest advertised retail value. It is the one that matches your style. Keep that in mind. You know what your style is now. Arrive at a pace you can handle. Gives you material or education you actually use and can be paused or canceled when it stops serving you. Those are the things that are most important. Make sure that it matches your style. Whether you like to finish it, you like the surprises, you like the value, all of those things you have taken into consideration what's most important to you when you're deciding what type of box you want. For a beginner, a complete project box may remove uncertainty and build confidence. For an experienced crafter with a full studio, a digital club, or carefully chosen individual kit may make more sense. For someone who loves surprise and has a trading community, a mystery box may be joyful entertainment. For someone who wants control, the surprise itself may reduce the value. So keep all of that stuff in mind. And I want you to remember this. We are not required to keep paying for something just because we once loved it. We are allowed to outgrow it. We are allowed to pause. And we are allowed to say, I've had enough and I don't want to use this or what I already own. I don't want it. I don't want to do it. So Carol said, I'm too picky to be happy with surprises, I guess. And that goes back to what I said. If you don't like the box and you keep getting boxes that you don't like, that's a red flag. If you like the box, but you don't have time to do the projects and stuff, and it keeps piling up, that's a red flag. If You run out of room? You getting all this stuff, but you run out of room? That's a red flag. So Miss Joy said, I must say so. Sean's Go Savvy Design Mystery Box has been the light of this entire year for me, and it was worth the cost. Well, that's good. That's good. She did have a very nice box. There was quite a few things in there that were um, of value, and yeah, quite a few things that she had in her box that was of value. However, keep in mind, Miss Joy, that's not a subscription box. That was her what was it? Her Christmas in July box. So we didn't sign up for a subscription. We just signed up for that one particular box. And I think she said she's going to do it once a year. But a subscription box is something that you basically pay for on a monthly basis that you're getting every month that requires you to kind of make a commitment to doing whatever's in it and all of that kind of stuff. So that part is important to keep in mind. And also, the other thing that is very important is keep in mind your annual cost and tax, including the taxes and the shipping. When they tell you something costs $35, $25, or whatever, always remember to estimate if they don't tell you right up front what your shipping is going to be, what your tax is going to be. And that tells you what that box actually costs you, not what they're charging you before taxes and shipping. Because if it's $35, but you're paying 47, that box costs you $47, not 35. $47. So therefore, you look at the content. Is this $47 worth of content that I'm happy with? If it is, that's fine. If it's not, then that's a red flag. Maybe that's not the box for me. If you're getting more value out of it than what you spent, then that's putting a smile on your face, regardless to what you paid for it. If you feel like the value is worth what you paid for it, then that's a good box. Me personally, like I said, I was doing Mrs. Quilty. I'm no longer doing Mrs. Quilty. I was not disappointed with Mrs. Quilty per se. I just wasn't doing my part. So it didn't make sense for me to do the subscription box if I'm not doing my part. I'm not doing a project. I'm just collecting fabric and notions. That didn't benefit me. So it wasn't of value to me. That's why I stopped. Had nothing to do with what I was getting. It was me. I wasn't ready. If I'm going to do a subscription of any kind going forward, most likely it will not be a monthly subscription unless maybe a block of the month, maybe. Not sure if I'll do that. But the Bella box from Kimberbell once or twice a year sounds very interesting to me. And the other one that is interesting to me um, is like a sewing membership subscription or a bag making membership subscription. Those two things sound very interesting to me because that's something that I want to focus on. And hopefully, if I did that, I would put in the time. And Miss Joyce said, I like Miss Quilty, but yeah, it did not pan out at the time. And I think that's kind of how it goes because they have all these projects, and I know you don't have to do every one of the projects. They're options. You can do one of them, two of them, three of them, or none of them. But if you're not doing anything, then why are you getting the box? That was my rationale for canceling it. I'm not doing anything but collecting fabric. And all of the fabric is not necessarily my taste. And I look at that fabric along with the other stash of fabrics that I have, back quarters, and you have. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all that stuff. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with all that stuff on top of the yardage that I have collected and everything. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all that stuff. I don't even know if there's enough time for me to quilt everything, make something out of everything. And then maybe one of the blessed things was for Joanne to go out of business, so I can't keep running back to the store buying more fabric because it keeps accumulating and piling up. And I look at some of these content creators that are quilters mostly that have a whole wall full of fabric in their storage shelving. Looks like a store, a fabric shop. And I say to myself, what in heaven's name are you going to do with all of that fabric? I don't know. Are we in that boat? Are we in that boat, y'all? I'm not gonna do a talk on that, but because we've been talking back and forth kind of about that anyway, but we have stashes that we really need to use. Let's put it that way. Don't go buy anything else. I think I said that. Stop shopping. Don't buy any more fabric for 6 months. Can you say you're gonna do that? I think I'm going to do that. I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that. The only problem that I see, and I'm going to be honest about it, when you do start doing projects, and even if you start using what's in your stash, you always end up buying more fabric because if you're like me, I don't have a lot of um, solids. And if you have all these prints and no solids, what are you going to do with everything? There are times when I need to make something and I need to have some solid. So if I don't have solid, then that means you go out and buy. And while you're there, you end up buying more prints. I don't know. That's how it works. But it would be nice if we could figure out a way to just stay away from fabric for at least 6 months and see how that helps our pocketbook as well as our storage and as well as our stack. Get our stack down some and see how that feels. And Cindy said she misses Joanne. Cindy said, true, I have plenty. And she misses Joanne as well. Robin says we're fabric hoarders. We are. Um, I didn't think I was. I used to say all the time, I didn't have fabric, I didn't have fabric, I didn't have fabric until I started going through my bins and pulling out fabrics. And I was like, and I don't have half the fabric that some of you guys got. I got a bookshelf practically full of fabric. But I mean, people have walls of fabric. I would just faint if I had that much fabric. And Miss Joy said, I got 18 1 yard solid fabric from Soye. I'm only buying once a month from Soye, trying to win that $6,500 gift card. I didn't even know anything about a $6,500 gift card. But I've not bought anything from Soye. I know they have their stash thing. And Carol says, shop your stash. I know Leslie always tell me, and I think she's out of town, I guess, that she's going to shop her stash. And I keep telling myself, I look at my fabric, and even when I look at it, I wonder to myself, what am I going to make with it? And I need to use it. Yeah. I have a project that I will be starting on next week after I come back from the original Sewing and Quilting Expo that's going to be here where it's actually going to be in Overland Park, Kansas, which is 30 minutes away. And so I'll be going there, taking a few classes, looking around and all that kind of stuff. And I'll bring back, hopefully, some videos, pictures, whatever, that I'll post about what I see and how my classes were, some of the vendors, all of that kind of stuff. And after I do that, then I'm working on this room. I went to IKEA today and made some purchases. So I got some stuff coming. some furniture. So I'll be redoing some things. So I'll have it's not going to be a drastic change, but it will be a change. And a little bit more organized, look a little bit more pleasing. Um, Doing it mainly because um, I can't find stuff. And if I don't start organizing, getting things put in a proper place, I'll be buying more stuff, and I don't want to do that because I already know I got stuff. So I just decided, girl, just go ahead and get this room together, get everything organized, throw away. I threw away some stuff today that I had said I was going to throw away a long time ago, and I finally threw it away. I was so proud of myself. Just picture, close your eyes, put it in the trash. Nothing spectacular, but it was a beginning, and that's what I'm going to do. So. Um, I will be working on this room, and well, it won't be a reveal because you guys will see it anyway as I progress because you see my room anyway. But you will be able, hopefully, to see a big difference as I go, and it'll be little by little, but it will be. And Cindy said. At Shirley's Threadwork, you will have a blast. I hope you do a reveal. I will try my best to do a reveal. Miss Joyce, I have a wall of fabric. I have a bookcase of fabric. I have 4 large totes of fabric. I'm not buying more fabric. Ooh, girl, I don't have that. I don't have that much. I got a lot. And she's gonna start sorting her stuff by color. That's a good idea. That's my plan. I have him stacked up and everything on the comic book boards and stuff. Now I just got to move them around and get them color coordinated. That was the plan. I haven't done that yet, but that's the plan and all of that. So that is. So I hope you guys. I need more. I need more. Suggestions, y'all. Anybody come up with anything new? I got one for next week that somebody suggested that I'm going to do, but then I got more weeks coming up, so people come on. What is it that you would like for me to talk about? Anything in particular? Whatever comes to mind. I wrote things down, and the ones that I thought I could do something with, then I presented it to Fred, and we worked on it. So, anybody got anything before we say goodnight? Because it's 9 o'clock. Anybody got any ideas, suggestions? And thank you, Pearl. This was really good. I appreciate that. I be trying. Oh yeah, forgot. Thumbs up, everybody, please. I don't know. I keep forgetting to ask for thumbs up. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You guys know the routine. Do not forget to hit the like button, please. A lot of people have already signed off for the night. Understand, but I'm on. You'll be able to see the replay and everything. If you see the replay, please hit the like button because it's very important. Very important. Miss Joy, you say quilt class. What do you mean by quilt class? Please be a little bit more specific. That would be helpful. Quilt class. You want to know, are there quilt class? What to do in a quilt class? What are quilt class? I don't understand the question. And I do know, well, beginner quilt. I don't understand the question. So be a little bit more specific, Miss Joy. Or think about it and put it on my YouTube. What to expect from a good quilt class? Okay, what to expect from a good quilting class? Okay, that is a good question. I will write that down. What to expect from a good quilting class? And I know that would have to do with whether or not you're a beginner or anything. Is this for a beginner? Okay, I wrote that down. All right. We'll hope the weather gets better for everybody that's having issues with the weather right now, because I know it's quite a few. And I will say good night to everybody, and hopefully all is well. And I hope everybody has a wonderfully blessed rest of your week. I will see the Social Society crew tomorrow night if all goes well. And everybody else, see you next Tuesday. So take care and good night.